So, good afternoon, Timur. Thank you very much for joining us here today on the Sport Vlog.
You're welcome.
You're my first Turkish person to be interviewed on this channel, so I'm particularly excited about this. And I know there's lots of things I've discovered about your background, which are all really interesting. So the audience is no doubt going to be wowed by the things that you've been getting up to, but also excited about the things that you're going to get involved with in the future.
Yes, it is.
It is indeed. So let's test your memory just to start off with. How did you first get an introduction to me? How did we first meet? Can you remember?
Well, because you have a Turkish part as well, so you know a lot of Turkish people, and they talked to me about you. They said to me, you should meet Eddie. You know, he's got connections in football and all kind of stuff. Then I got your phone number from them, and I came to your office. That's where we met first time.
I remember it well, and I'm sure you don't need to prove to the audience that you're from Turkey, but stand up a minute and show the world your T-shirt. There you go. The crescent moon and the star, proudly worn by every Turkish representative that is likely to come onto this program. So very impressive. Thank you, Timur.
You're welcome.
And the next thing I wanted to ask, because I'm obviously still learning as we go along. I've managed to pass my GCSE in Turkish language, but I am still learning. Timur Direkler. What does that mean? Is it a Turkish name?
It's Timur is one of the general from Ottoman in 1400 time. Okay, and that's where my name comes from. And Direkler is just surname, but yeah, it's nothing special. Nothing special behind it.
Well, this is where I'm going to prove you wrong, Timur, because I couldn't find out what Timur meant, but I certainly found out what Direkler meant, and I thought, he's made this up. It's too perfect. Because your name is absolutely perfect when translated in Turkish, because it means like a beam of light, it means a position of strength, it means a pillar, it means somebody who's a good director. So you, when you're the sports director, you've got absolutely correct name for this business.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So just to start off with, I just want to start off by where you came from, because there's so much stuff that's really interesting about you. Do you prefer me to call you Timur? Because I know that in the UK now, some people are now referring to you as Tim. So what's your preference?
I prefer Tim.
Tim, okay. From here on in, you'll be Tim, although I might forget from time to time. But we'll see how we get on. So one of the things that's really interesting about you, because you've got such a good and impressive background in sport, but compared with many of the other people that I'm going to interview, what became very clear to me is that your early days in sport came from officiating, being a referee and being a linesman. So tell us a bit about your world when you were doing this.
Well, I started refereeing in Turkey when I was 18 years old. And after 3 seasons, I promoted to professional league. And then after 2 years, I promoted for top division Turkish Super League as an assistant referee. And 2005-2006 football season, it was one of my best season in my career. And I had a really good football season. So FA appointed me in July 2006 for international. That time it was called UEFA Cup. Now is Europa League qualification round in Poland. And it was one of my best experience in my career. You know, I was over the moon going to Poland as a match official, representing my country, you know, and the village I live, you know, I was kind of famous. Everybody knew me, you know, everyone was talking about me, and it was great time. However, I didn't speak English at all. I couldn't even ask for a water when we was in Poland in a restaurant. And then basically I decided that I need to learn English, because if I want to be appointed for international football match again, obviously I need to speak English. And then I start connecting with foreign people in Turkey who comes for holiday. So in 2008, I quit refereeing in Turkey and I moved over here in England. After 10 months or after a year, I started refereeing in Manchester. I did for 4 years. And then I stopped refereeing in Manchester and I changed my direction to football agency.
So tell me, you say that you were famous in your original village. Where was that original village in Turkey?
It is one of the best cities in Turkey. It's Izmir. It's opposite to Greece on the map. It's when the winter, the weather is like Manchester. It's rain all the time, but we got like 8 months warm weather, and then just 4 months, 3-4 months, it's a bit cold and raining.
Well, we're going to come back and talk about Izmir in a bit more detail later, but we've got a common love of that city. It's for those people who don't know, in the first ever vlog that we did here at the Sport, we talked about Izmit, and it's not to be confused with Izmit because Izmir is the 3rd largest city in Turkey. We're talking about 15 million people, Istanbul. We're talking about the capital of the country then, often confused, but Ankara is the 2nd biggest with around about 6 million, and then Izmir is about 3 million. So it's a big population, and it's one that's close to my heart, and I know it's close to your heart, Tim, because it's on the Aegean coast, and it's got that Western feel about it, isn't it? It's a very different city from Istanbul.
It is. It is. I mean, we have like kind of our own culture in Izmir. Big population to follow the leader of the country, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, ideas as massive supporters in our city. Our traditional food or our traditional drinks is a bit different, you know, than the rest of it. But yeah, it's beautiful place.
So when we start talking about Izmir, that's obviously got to lead me into a conversation before we go any further about which football team have you traditionally supported as a young boy in Turkey? Have you had a favourite football team?
Yes, of course. I mean, I support Galatasaray because my brother and my uncles, they support Galatasaray. My father, my sister support Fenerbahce, but I choose to follow my brother. I was 5 years old, I remember, you know, I started questioning about Galatasaray stuff, and yeah, I support Galatasaray. And we also got Göztepe from my hometown club, one of really, really good football clubs in Turkey in a top division. But I mean, 35 years ago, you know, his hometown club is playing in 3rd division and Galatasaray is in the top division. Obviously, that time, only TV with 1 or 2 channel. So basically, you just know about Galatasaray. So you support Galatasaray, you like Galatasaray. Yeah, when I am 15, I learned a lot about my hometown club, Göztepe. But my heart was already with Galatasaray. Okay. And then, obviously, teenager, like 20 years, 18, 20 years, Galatasaray was very successful. So you support Galatasaray. Now, my hometown club, Göztepe, what people does when they have a kid, they try to kids only sports hometown club. It's like England, you know. It's not like you sport in one of the big club in Turkey, because you are able to do that now because you have internet, you have social media, you know about your hometown club, you know. But that time when I was a child, like I said, I learned about my hometown club when I was 15. So it was late. So
well,
now that's
what
why
I can tell you, Tim, is that I'm delighted you gave the right answer, because I would have been in trouble, because obviously my wife's family, they're all Jimbom, which, as you know, is a nickname of Galatasaray. So you've chose the right team there. Next question I was going to ask you was about just go back to Turkey for a few more minutes about your experience of refereeing and being a linesman in Turkey. It's funny we're talking about Galatasaray because I sat there and I looked on my computer last night and I thought, where's my friend Timur Direkler been officiating? And the first match that came up was Gaziantep versus Galatasaray. And sure enough, your name was listed as one of the key officials at that match. But what was it like being a referee? Because I've particularly been to leagues beneath the Super League when I've been watching in Turkey. But I have been to some Super League fixtures. But how did you find the whole experience of being a referee or a linesman in Turkey?
To be honest, I wanted to be a footballer, but my family didn't support me. You know, they were kind of against it. They want me to educate it and go to school instead of playing a football. So I was 18 years old. I just thought I should do something with football. And that time, the easiest way to be football referee. And then I started refereeing for 10 years, 5 years top division, 2 years professional levels, then 3 years amateur football. It was a great experience. As you are involved with football, of course you're going to support some football clubs. Can be Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe or Beşiktaş, doesn't matter, because end of the day you love football. But when you are in that division, when you are starting refereeing for top division clubs, you don't support any team. You're not interested. All you are interested in your success, your career. Because end of the day, you know that if you have a good game, next week you're going to be out there again. That means you're going to earn more money. So in that division, like I said, even now, the football referees in Turkey, all of them support some clubs. However, they have to do their job first, you know, because this is their career and this is the personality you have to put in a first step.
Absolutely.
Because when I was amateur referee, one of my good experienced referee friend, he told to me, Tim, let your personality give direction to your referee career. Don't let referee career gives direction to your personality. If you know what I mean. So
sounds like good advice.
It's definitely, I never forgot that advice, you know, because always try to my personality give direction to my referee career. I never change, you know. Once you getting bigger, always try to be getting smaller, you know. That's how it works. That's how it should be. And yeah, the referee world is taught me a lot in this life, to be honest.
So like you say, you were a big success in Turkey. You came over to England. I managed to find the headlines in the Manchester Evening News where I'm based. And I don't know whether you remember this or not, but I loved it. It was great introduction to you. It said, I quote from the Manchester Evening News, "The Manchester FA has hired a new top referee, and it's all down to the charms of Amanda Direkler. She met and fell in love with handsome man with a whistle, Timur, age 29, while on holiday in Turkey, and they have since married." And then from there, it went to the story about how this experienced referee from the country of Turkey had come into the United Kingdom. How did you find the experience of going from Super League in Turkey to what was in effect amateur and grassroots level in the UK?
I'll be honest with you, Adi. Before I moved to, or before I started refereeing in Manchester, our expectations was, you know, you're coming from the top division in Turkey, so in England, maybe least I could start from conference or League 2 level. It's just the experience I had in the past should have matched the FA expectations in League 2 or a conference league. Okay?
Absolutely, I agree with that.
But obviously they decided me to start from level 4, and from Manchester League as a just like new referee, to be honest. When I moved to UK, I didn't speak English.
Yes.
I only spoke tiny bit, you know. It's just normal daily stuff. How are you? I'm good. Thank you. You're welcome. It's just
Your English is excellent now, Tim.
Basic English. Well, I've been living here 12 years now, and being involved with English people helps you to learn English very quick. If you stay connected with Turkish people, as I've seen in my friends area, you know, it's just they struggle to learn English. So, but I am glad that after 10 or 12 months, start refereeing and connecting with English people as a match official, and then obviously working in Manchester with English people, obviously helped me to learn quicker. So yeah, I had some good games, you know. I had some good games in Manchester. I enjoyed it. Obviously, coming from Turkey, they have a different referee culture in England. But I understand it's 2 days ago, I have seen it. When I was a referee for Manchester FA, and I was a match official for Manchester League. One of my assistant referee that time, which he told me one day, Tim, you are better referee than me. Which this happened. So, in like, it was my second year or so. It was my second year, I believe. He was my assistant referee, and my 4th year, I was his assistant referee because he promoted, and he told me that I am better referee than him. And this season, he's referee for 19 games in Championship.
Really?
Yes. But I understand how referee royalties works, because when I promoted top division in Turkey, I was 23 years old. But in England, when I was 31, this guy was 22. Yeah. Teacher. So when we come to same level, I understand FA would pick him because he's young, he's a teacher, you know, he's a good referee. Even I am good referee, maybe, if they say so. I am 31, I'm Turkish, I speak limited English, you know, all that kind of things. But now, I'm happy for him, you know, he's Championship referee. But yeah, I tried 4 years, and then I just start believing that I'm not gonna get promoted. And I am passion person. Whatever I do with passion, okay? And my point is, that time I lost my passion, you know, I didn't think that I'm gonna get promoted. So for me, continue refereeing, it would be, you know, it wouldn't be a joy for me. So I decided quitting refereeing. Maybe, you know, I could still be refereeing now. Maybe I could be level 3. I don't know. But I just thought that, you know, that time, I'm not going to get promoted. So I don't want to do this level refereeing, because you come in from refereeing in front of 30,000, 40,000 fans. You are on telly every 2 weeks. You come in here doing this, and then when things didn't go your way, obviously, I lost my passion, concentration, you know, and all that. So I just thought that that's it.
And I think it says a lot about your personality, Tim, that we use the phrase in England that you don't rest on your laurels. So you didn't rest, you didn't stay put, because what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing is a continuous journey which is going upwards in sports. And so the next step, having been an official at Super League in Turkey, to coming to working with the Manchester FA and experience in the UK for the first time, Your next step on the ladder was that you went into the FA registered intermediary world, and you became an intermediary and an agent in football. Tell us a bit about that.
Like I said, when I lost my passion about refereeing in England, after 1 or 2 years, I decided becoming football agent. Okay, I just thought that I know a lot of people in Turkey, and almost every week I watch football live or on telly. I just thought that, you know what? How about finding some players from Championship and getting them to Turkey, top division? That time, exchange rate wasn't too high, and Turkish clubs was paying well. So I thought I can do it. But when I got involved, I realized that it doesn't work that way. So it's not like, even if you find a Messi, future Messi, if they don't know you, or if they don't trust you, or if they don't want to sign a player from you, they are not interested. Doesn't matter who you're going with. Doesn't matter who you find it. It's all about connection. It's all about trust. And then realize that in Turkey, it's unfortunately a lot of corruption. And it was like somebody lives in England. It's not that type of person who can be working with these clubs or with these people. I wasn't much that profile. However, when I was refereeing in Manchester, or I am doing this football agency, I met very, very nice people, you know. I met very nice people, I got some good connections. And yeah, I have done deal in Iceland. I have done some small deals in Turkey. I had few offers from Championship players. Sorry, I had some offers from Turkish Super League club for Championship players. It's just that some reason we couldn't close the deal. We couldn't finalize. That's all. But yeah, it's a great journey. It's exciting moments. You know, sometimes, you know, the other side is, the best thing is with this football agency business, you travel a lot, you watch football, you discover new things, and this is what I love. Since I started doing football agency, I travel a lot. You know, I went to Denmark for under-19 tournament. You know, it was amazing. 3 days staying in Denmark, watching football, meeting scouts, and finding players. You know, it's great experience. I mean, if I wasn't involved with this, I don't think that I would be going to Denmark for 3 days and, you know, watching football. I wouldn't do that. Well, as a football agency, it's really, really great experience.
I think your passion comes through, and your general motivated enthusiasm comes through very clearly, Tim. I think you've done a bit in the UK as well. I think, did you not do something with one of the leading players at Port Vale at one point in time?
Rhys is playing for Port Vale now. Last 2 seasons, he was at Euro before. Yeah. He was at Macclesfield. He's a very nice lad. He's with John Askey at Port Vale, which is they were together in Macclesfield a couple of years ago. He was on loan there from Grimsby Town. Interesting. I look after Rhys Brown, and I had few English players. Zach Deanley from Oldham Athletic. I took him to Bursaspor last summer for a trial. It was a good experience. Zach went to Bursaspor, but he just felt that there is a language barrier and he cannot communicate with anybody. So he wanted to come back. And then he come back, and then he joined to Oldham Athletic. Now he plays for Oldham Athletic.
Well, you know also that I don't spend as much time on it as you, but you know I'm an FA registered intermediary myself now with with an agency. And I can't remember, did I ever give you a copy of the book that I wrote called B&B?
Yes.
Yeah, because B&B was about how I first brought a Turkish footballer to the UK, not as an agent, but as a family friend. And we ended up at Stockport County and Macclesfield Town and Rochdale along the way. And it was, I know what you're saying, it was a great experience. I didn't have your level of expertise, but it was always
I've been to Sweden. One of my friend Michael Jolly, ex-Grimsby Town manager, he managed Swedish club in Sweden, Eskilstuna. And I've been to Sweden for 4 days. I watched the Eskilstuna game. I spent time with Michael. You know, it's these things, like, honestly, it's, you cannot buy this experience. It's really, really, you know, amazing experience. I love it. I just love it.
Well, you know that it's a small world we work in. I mean, we're both talking about Turkey, which is a common love of ours. Michael Jolly, you're referring to. I know Michael Jolly. Chris Jolly used to be in the commercial department at Stockport County down the road. David Jolly, his father, we used to go on the bus with him because he was a director at Stockport County, and we used to go and watch County play away, and he would kindly look after us and would stay in the same hotel with the players, and good life all round. Now, one thing
I have close friendship with Turkish players in England, like Erhun Öztürk from Charlton Athletic, Alem Öztürk from Sunderland, Serhat Taşdemir from Peterborough. All these boys, you know, we support them. We are hoping, you know, they always do very well. So yeah,
I can't compete with you. The closest we got to it was me and my wife sponsored tour guide when he was at Blackburn Rovers.
Well, Tugay is a idol for Turkish people. You know, he's a great guy. He was a great player, but it's a bit shame that I have to say this. He's not sharing his experience with other people. You know, it's like I said, he was a great player. He was an idol, you know, and
he was idolised at Blackburn, idolised at Newcastle, wasn't he? Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, he could be one of the top manager in Turkey or in England, or he could be doing something, but all he does now, just a commentator for a TV.
Does he not work at Galatasaray or Fenerbahce anymore?
No. He would never work for Fenerbahce.
Yeah, I can imagine he'd break out into a rash.
He wouldn't, because Tugay was our skipper when he's 19 years old. And like, it's difficult to be a skipper for Galatasaray when you are 18, 19 years old. It's not something like possible.
Now, Tim, share with the audience. We've had a chat about this before, but there are changes afoot in the Turkish leagues. I know when we're talking about Turkey, you talk about the FA. The FA out there is obviously the Turkish Football Federation, TFF. But there's now changes that we talked about, and I think both of us felt a little bit uncomfortable about them in terms of the amount of international players that are going to be allowed to play for the teams in the subsequent years. Do you want to just share with the audience what those changes are and what your view is about it?
Well, it's basically before last 3-4 years, you were able to sign maximum 14 foreign international players. That doesn't mean you have to sign 14. If you want to sign 2 foreign players and you got 20, 24 Turkish players, you can have it. Nobody says, no, you cannot. They just want it. You can maximum sign 14 foreign players. So it's like strange feeling that, because people get this wrong way. It's like they think they have to sign a 14 foreign player. Nobody asked you to sign 14 player.
No.
So now FA changing that. Unfortunately, you can have 14 foreign players next season, but only 8 can play. So that means, say, Eddie, you own Stockport County, and FA said to you, you can have a 14 foreign player, which you already have because it was like that 4 years. But next season, FA is telling you, you can only play 8 players same time. That means 6 players contracted to you right now, they will be sitting on the bench or on the ground, and you will pay them. You will continue paying them. This is an absolutely ridiculous idea. Why you have to play with 8 players? This plus, they have done it in the past. 6 plus 2, 8 plus 3. It doesn't work. They tried. They got to result. It doesn't work. One of the big club, Fenerbahçe, lost the game 3-0 because of the football law, because they had 9 foreign players in the same time. The manager made a mistake, made a substitution, took Turkish player out, and foreign player came on, and they play with 9 foreign players for 5 minutes. So they lost it 3-0, even if they won the game. So it's now the managers concentrate also how the opposition is playing, what they need to do. Now they need to think about, how many foreign players on the pitch? Have I got 8 now, or have I got 6 now? Or maybe needs to do so for centre back, or it's a foreign player, maybe can't do it, or maybe Turkish player centre back, he's injured, he can't get the foreign player from the bench, he needs to put the Turkish player. It's something very, very stupid idea, this.
And what is it? They're talking about cutting it, so the way you're describing it, but also in subsequent years, it's going to get less and less foreign players.
So next season they can have 14 players, but 8 can play and 6 can be on the bench, or obviously cannot be on the bench because you're gonna go to this for substitution. So it's maybe 3, but then 3 players gonna be on the ground watching the football. Following season, it's going down to 12. Then following season, it's going down to 10. The second division, it goes down to 5 next season. Then it goes down to 4. It's just that is my opinion that I live in England now 12 years, and obviously I follow football in European countries. In Turkey, only top 2 division club can have foreign players. 3rd and 4th cannot have foreign players. From 5th, 6th, 7th could have 2 foreign players. However, last season they stopped that as well. So now in Turkey, only top 2 division allowed to have foreign players. This is wrong. Why? Say, for example, you move to Turkey and you have a son, 18, 19 years old, who wants to play football, amateur or semi-professional, doesn't matter. He cannot play. He can't play. He's not allowed to. So, in my eyes, this is a wrong idea. Unfortunately, it's some bad people use this for, their own advantage. I understand where they come from, but however, like I said, if one foreign family works in Turkey or lives in Turkey, and if they have a kid, they're not allowed to play football.
It's interesting the way you're talking about this, and it leads me up to the last part of the interview, Tim, because we've talked about the authorities, we talked about the Turkish Football Federation, we've talked about individual players and all the work that you've done as an intermediary. We've talked about you in the world of officiating, whether it be a referee or a linesman, and they're all great insights. So the last one I want to go on to is the next step on the ladder for you, and that is you're looking at the world of clubs. Now, I first ventured into that sort of world back in time. I took FC United of Manchester to Istanbul. We did a very successful conference that was covered by all the Turkish media. And FC United was a good one to take for us because it was looking at governance and would it work in Turkey having a supporter-owned club. because it was a very different concept out there. Obviously, on the back of that, just like you've had proud moments, the proudest moment for me was when I was appointed by FC Barcelona to obviously manage their sponsorship activities within the country of Turkey. But let's share again, if you don't mind. I know it's still in the process of negotiation. Not everything's across the line, but you've got some very strong views on club ownership in Turkey, and undoubtedly you will be a club owner in the not too distant future. What can you share with us here today?
So when I moved to England, I got involved and obviously refereeing Northern Premier Division. I have seen so many positive things that I haven't seen in a high level football in Turkey. It's absolutely amazed me. Like, you go to Curzon, you go to Norwich Town, you go to Buxton, all these kind of things. Like, when you look at the Premier level, they are 7th division football clubs. And the way they run the football club, I was just like, this is really good. You know, we always say that, you know, in Turkey for like anything, England, you know, football industry, 10, 15 years minimum further than us, you know. We just follow them after 10 years, after 15 years. What is going on in Turkey now, possibly it was happening 15 years ago in England. So I just thought that, you know, in Turkey, we don't have club owners. We started this possibly 7, 8 years ago. Now in Turkey, there are like possibly say 10 football clubs as owner. Yes, the amateur level is the 7 division clubs. They all have an owner. They all have an owner. But the way they run the football clubs is nothing to compare 7 division clubs in England. So I just thought, you know what? Why not we buy a football club? And because we have really, really good models in front of us in England, like I said, Curzon, Ashton, Norwich Town, you know, FC United, Witton Albion, you know, all these kind of clubs. All we need to do, observe what they do and just follow them. Simple. And this is going to be very, very new thing for Turkish amateur football. We wanted to start from the below so we can build up new football culture. Because if you go to 4th division or 5th division football club, you have to be involved with that system, which we are against it. We don't want to run our club the way they run. We want to run our club. It's completely different than what they do. It's, like I said, copy the English football clubs, what they do. And the players or the managing staff, we want to bring in from 0 level. So it's going to be following our culture. Somebody in that 4th division, 5th division, we cannot get these kind of people because they already been in that system. They already been in that situation. They will not accept what we're offering. So that's why we thought it's a good thing to do, start from the scratch. So we want to build up on this. So hopefully, yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we can do, what we cannot do. There are a few laws. I'm sure you are aware of it. You know, like in England, you can have alcoholic drinks while you're watching a football match, but in Turkey, you cannot. In Europe, you can have a football betting companies as a sponsorship. In Turkey, you are not allowed. You can have alcoholic drinks or gambling companies as a sponsorships. In Turkey, you are not allowed. So what we're gonna do is, the main thing, we want to be attached with our hometown, Izmir. we want to get first connected with that city and let the people know your club first from that city. Once we reach that, and then obviously we're gonna start looking to advertising ourselves in a whole country. We would like to achieve, the professional leagues in 5 years. I would like to take English players to Izmir because, like I said, one of the best city in the world. Izmir is beautiful. And also the players, English players, could make some difference. But again, FA is just standing a wall in front of the clubs what we want to do. So we need to wait and see if there is anything going to be changed in the Turkish Football Federation laws or the local football clubs. I don't know. But yeah, it's just that we are really looking forward to buy a football club and just do basic, normal things and hopefully get success.
Well, it's all very interesting. And as you say, some of these things that you're alluding to, Tim, that have changed relatively recently in recent years. So the alcohol prevention of sponsorship is something that clearly is in place in Turkey now. Whereas obviously in the past, you and I both know in other sports that there was the likes of FS Pilsner teams and things when that was all allowed. In general, as you say, whether it be an income stream for generating revenue for clubs, they can't do lotteries because it's not compliant with the beliefs of the Islamic faith. But I think the likes of Lotto and Tutu did certain sponsorship in the past. Maybe things have changed in relation to that.
It's just that because of their owner is a government.
Right.
The owner was government. That's why. It's not like, Bet365.
Not at all.
Cannot be a sponsorship for Turkish football clubs. But like the companies you called, because they are owned by the government, that's why they can be a sponsorship. You never know if the government is changed in the future, new government, I believe that they would do something about this. They would do something. I
think you're right. I mean, there was very good people that I dealt with in the days when I was doing sponsorship out there, and I certainly had meetings with people like Sadat Cohen, who was a big name. He was the MD at Tutu at the time. He's now doing all the brand activation and the marketing for a gambling company in the UK, as well as keeping his foothold in Turkey. So different rules, different countries, and we all come across that. Just interesting on the thinking about your love for Izmir, and it is your first love. That's where the club's going to be built and everything. I know it's early days. The first thing you've got to do is acquire a club, but do you think in terms of sponsorship revenue and things like that, you might take or you might allocate the naming rights of the club? I'm thinking of the likes of the doorstep of where you will be. In the past, they've had Vestel Manisa because of Vestel's manufacturing plants in the close vicinity of Manisa. Vestel being a big white goods company out there in Turkey, competitor of Beko. Do you think you'll be open to things like that, or is that too early to be discussing things like that?
To be honest, we are looking for connection with England, okay? Because we would like to invite English football club to our city, play friendly game, let them see the Izmir. Because in England or in the UK, is most people just knows the holiday resorts in Turkey, which is like Marmaris or Fethiye, Kalkan, Antalya. The thing is whatever you get there, Izmir got everything. Izmir has everything. And not many people knows Izmir. Yes, there are few people has been to Izmir before. Yes, we have beautiful beach, we have beautiful holiday resorts, but it's for Turkish people. It's not for tourist people. So we would like, I mean, I want to do something for my hometown, you know. I want to introduce to my hometown my people in here, or I want to do something good for my hometown. This is why we're going for this project, buying a football club, and step by step, for using our connections, because in the football industry, I've been in the football industry 22 years now, and I know a lot of people. So it is time to get benefit of this, okay? And all I want to do, like I said, do something for my hometown.
And when you buy this club, will it be trading going forward as the name that exists at the moment, or do you hope to change the name of it to, for example, Izmir City Football Club?
Yeah, we're gonna change the name. Okay. We're gonna change the name, and we would like to have some unique name. To be honest, you know, it's some like when people first time they hear it, it's like something gonna be recognizable, or you know, it's not gonna be easy to forget. It's gonna be hard to forget. So this is what we're looking for. We're gonna change the name, and so hopefully something, you know, recognizable easily for anybody. Which country you are doesn't matter. It's just something gonna be in your head straight away.
Final question from me on this particular vlog interview, and I'm very grateful to you for your time, Tim. You've done an excellent job, just like I knew you would do.
Thank you.
Out in Turkey, do they have the same as we have in the UK in terms of fit and proper person test? In terms of ownership of football clubs, do you have to go through that?
It's in Turkey we have a different prospect, different style, to be honest. But after a year, I am gonna change the club for anonym company.
Into what sort of company, sorry?
Anonym company. You know, the limited company?
Yes.
Anonym company. So we can get shareholders. We're gonna change that system. So it's because in Turkey, obviously, the system with the football clubs has voting, chairman, and the board system. So in 2 years, in 3 years, people always change. This is the system. However, who has an owner at the moment in Turkey, they are successful because they have time to build up something. You go to club, after 2 years, you go, somebody else comes. They change the idea, they change the system, they change the model and everything. It doesn't work. So
I think it's what you're saying is you'll start it off as a limited company with a single owner, but potentially down the line you might have other stakeholders or shareholders.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the idea in our head. In a couple of years, you know, hopefully finding a good investor who's going to be investing in a club, and so we can go to higher levels in Turkey.
Okay, well, I think that concludes today's interview. Thank you again.
Okay.
In Turkish, my little bit of Turkish, I should say to you, çok teşekkür ederim.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I think everybody's going to watch with interest now. Timur Direkler, in terms of the way that his enterprise and his football club grows out there in Turkey. I'm absolutely sure it will be a success, and we'll all watch it with great interest. What we'll do, Tim, is we'll continue our chats once the camera's switched off now. But take care, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Ede. I appreciate it.